Jack Ebling here with Lindsay Huddleston. We are at Breslin Center after Michigan State's exhibition game for 2019-20 and an 85-50 win over the Albion Britons.
That is correct.
And I think a lot of people here are excited about this. We saw a lot of Albion fans. The K-Woods here from Chicago drove in for this, wearing their Albion stuff, but Michigan State fans too, and able to watch Michigan State with Xavier Tillman, 19 points, Cassius Winston, 16, but while he was going up against his brother, he was outscored 3-0.
Right, he'll be able to talk about that forever. You're right, the Albion faithful came out strong. When I walked around the concourse, you saw there was a great energy. Not that they came to win, but they came to be a part of this, and to be able to provide that experience to both Michigan State and Albion fans is a great thing to do.
I don't know if you saw the people taking pictures of the scoreboard when it was 18-16.
Yeah.
They said, we'll never have this chance.
Right. And it's funny you make that was actually the 11:04 mark, and that's the question I asked Coach Izzo.
Yeah.
What did you say at the 18-16 point to reset those guys? But that probably was the closest that the game was. From that point, it took off to get the victory that they had.
Michigan State got some pretty good play from the 4 position. That was a big question. Not knowing about Joey Hauser, we may know a little bit more on Friday. But Thomas Kithier and Malik Hall combined for 16 points, 15 rebounds, and they only took 7 shots.
Yeah, very efficient with their shooting at one point. Malik Hall was 3 for 3. I think that's great, especially for a true freshman coming into this opportunity. You can only say things look good going forward for these guys.
And I thought Kithier showed why he is one of the best below-the-rim players in terms of rebounding, positioning, able to get leverage on guys, great anticipation, knowing where the ball is likely to carry him, and half of the rebounding is done before the ball leaves the rim.
Absolutely. He may carve out a nice niche for himself to be able to do that, kind of getting there and getting those cleanup buckets, that dirty work no one wants to do, but it's kind of indicative of what the Michigan State program is like.
Exactly. And we saw Foster Lawyer hit a couple of threes. Mentioned Rocket Watts and his aggressiveness. I think that's what Tom Izzo wanted to see on defense.
Sure.
And passing the ball. And I think he'll play some point guard.
I mean, what about that for Rocket Watts to come into this season knowing that there's a very good chance you will probably back up a great guard in Joshua Langford, but to get the call, to be ready to start. I talked to him after the game. I said, what advice can you give to someone in this situation? He said, always be ready to play. And I think that's a great attitude, and that may serve him well and really help the Spartans going forward.
And the people's choice, Stephen Izzo.
Oh, man.
Crowd going crazy, wanting him to come into the game, and then the students, every time he touched the ball,
they screamed,
they cheered.
Right, right.
He missed his first shot from the corner, and he had missed a shot in warm-ups by about 3 feet. It was short.
Right.
And Tom said, hey, it's like golf. You know, you don't get the ball to the hole, there's no chance it's going to go in. So then when he shot one in the game, it was 3 feet long. Kind of made up for it. But he did get to the free throw line and made that free throw. He's in the scorebook. He's obviously going to redshirt, but what a thrill.
That's awesome. I talked to Steven afterwards. I said, what was it like? You've been coming around this program all your life. He said he would always come to the big gym, referring to the Breslin, not to the practice gym. So to be able to get out there and finally, after all those dreams, to get out there and shoot that and have a great, career going forward, that's a great opportunity. And you only can get inspired when you hear that story.
Absolutely. And for Michigan State, they got to look at what this team might be able to do. There were a couple of stretches where Michigan State looked really good, and then there were a couple where it was first game for a lot of people. Rocket did tell me he was nervous.
I heard you talking about that, but in all fairness, this is his first official game at Michigan State, despite his global career in AAU basketball, despite lighting up teams with 60-some-odd points when he was down at Spire in Ohio. But this is what he's been working towards, and this was his first time out.
Aaron Henry didn't play as well as he can, had 3 early turnovers, got in the doghouse again, but Gabe Brown was good.
Yeah, Gabe was really good. He was really good, sporting that number 44, which he's wearing to represent his dad this season. So he's really inspired. I asked Gabe, what was it like between last year this time and this year? And he said it's totally different. He's kind of found himself. He's got his feet up under him. He's feeling very confident. And I said, what can we expect in the Kentucky game? He said, expect a lot. So we'll see.
Well, he was really good against LSU, another SEC team.
That's right.
Maybe that's a good conference for him.
He has that thing for him.
And he's going to have to be good because Michigan State, Ashton Hagens, is a terrific defensive guard. He'll be all over Cassius. Rocket's going to have to handle the ball some and do it against a pressing team. Michigan State's going to have to hit shots if it plans to win.
Right. Let me ask you this question: when you look at State playing a team like Albion, what advice can you give to the everyday fans to kind of lower their expectations, but also point to some high points too?
Well, you're going to play an exhibition game, so you're not going to play it against a top team. And Tom scheduled this, frankly, for the Winston family. That's what this was all about.
Giving back.
Even though one of the brothers couldn't go.
Zach was out.
Right, exactly. But, Kai was out there, some, and lots of pictures at the end of the game with Cassius and Kai. So, it was big for them, and I think it was a good start for Michigan State, winning by 35. Could come out here and win by 50. I don't know if it means any more.
Right.
I think it's a chance for guys to get out there and play against someone else. And playing against each other for so long.
Sure.
They did have that scrimmage against Gonzaga, and that didn't work out quite so well.
No, they walked away with some guys limping really
Same
bad.
thing happened last year against Gonzaga, and then Michigan State winds up in the Final Four, and Gonzaga does not.
Right. A game like this, do you say it helps, it hurts, or it doesn't really matter going into a team like Kentucky on November 10th?
I don't think the score matters. Obviously, the game was never in doubt of who was going to win, but I think for individuals, it was a chance for them to do a few things, maybe find out where someone's going to go, where someone's going to be. One of the first plays of the game was Rocket Watts with a pass out of bounds, and he thought that X was going to take a step. He won't make that mistake again.
Right.
Aaron Henry had a couple that he won't make again. So I thought it was a good exhibition game, a chance for Michigan State to get out and stretch a little bit and to show people why this season's going to be so exciting, and for a lot of football fans, it better be exciting.
So they should not expect the entire roster to come out against Kentucky like they saw tonight.
Oh, no. I would guess that Michigan State will play 10, 11 players, maybe at the most 12.
Sure.
And they might be playing some players because of the tempo. Kentucky likes to play at a very fast pace. Michigan State's depth could help. But hey, it's here now. They've been practicing since September 24th. And now here they are. Been going at it. I think they've had 28 practices. That's a lot.
That is a lot.
And now here they are. They're off and running, and they get Kentucky and Seton Hall, road game. Only have one home game here against Binghamton before the Duke game. So they're going to be on the road, and they go to Maui, and they might run into Kansas there. So you got a chance to play all of the teams in the Champions Classic.
Right.
Not just the one you're going to see in Madison Square Garden, but you're going to see the other two, most likely. Certainly you're going to see Duke. And that's going to be back here December 3rd when they retire Draymond Green's number.
Right. That's going to be a great day. Speaking of retiring and moving on to the next thing, when we talk about Press Pass, what's going to be the next thing on Press Pass?
Yeah, we're going to have a good show on Sunday night, and we'll be back at an earlier time. We'll be at 11 p.m., not
no
1
World
o'clock
Series
with the World
implications
Series.
Right there.
Right. So that's going to be good, and we'll have a lot of basketball to talk about and preview. Michigan State obviously in the bye week, and the Lions be getting a 2-game road stand. They're at Oakland and then in Chicago to face the Bears, and Detroit still has not won a divisional game, so it'll be a good chance to do that. And I think if they have any hope of making a wild card berth, a pair of wins over the Bears would go a long way.
That's important. That's important. Okay.
Yeah. We will be back with you, and we're going to talk Sunday night. We'll see you then on Press Pass on Fox 47. For Lindsay Huddleston, Jack Ebling saying, have a great week, everyone.